finishing up the mood light project, at least most of it. Hi, afternoon YouTube. Here on a Thursday afternoon. It's 1 something in the afternoon. I'm not even paying much attention to the time. I have been out to CVS and back and got my prescription that I hadn't had for a while. I didn't mention this before, but I've been kind of down with my knee problems. I know you guys probably get tired of hearing stuff like that, but and I'm back to pretty much normal now. So all the stuff I've done the last few days has just been me hobbling from here place to place. That's one of the reasons I didn't go back and do that other switch. I just really didn't feel like it. But better now, so good. Going back on the mood lights today, and going to try to get those wired up and done with. And so let's get to it. I'm back on the mood lights. I have my Dremel ready to cut off this a bit here. I'm not going to cut off much. I just want to make sure I'll have enough wire. Also, Bunny mentioned, Bunny at Home on YouTube, mentioned that it might be have the resistors on the back side of this, and sure enough, there they are. I can't tell if that's 1 ohm a piece or what, but I can't remember. I didn't measure them, but you know, it's there. They're there. That's all I was caring about. So I don't need any resistor in the line at all for these. So that explains a lot why they don't get any brighter when you put 5 volts on them. So we're going to put that back together, and like I said, I'm going to cut this off, get an inch or 2 off, and then I've got the other wire cut off the plug-in. So that will go over to this part, and they will connect together. Then there will be a wire running down to the USB plug, which is this end here. And I think I'm going to put that on a switch, I'm pretty sure, so I can switch it on and off. And that would be helpful, I do believe. So, like I say, if I just have to reach over here and shut the lights off instead of unplugging them, I think that's just a better deal. So let me cut this real quick, and I'll bring you right back. Alright, I managed to cut off that much from the end. So now I have my wires will reach, I think, okay. And I'll put those in next. And make sure I put everything back together down on that end, and be ready to start wiring this. I've got my soldering iron heating up. I'm going to go ahead and put some heat shrink tubing over it, the connections, and I need a wire to run down to the plug, or to the switch actually. That's going to have to be about at least 3 feet, maybe 4. We'll find something. It doesn't matter about the size of it. I just as long as it's I mean, it doesn't have to be one of these resistive type wires. It can be just regular wire, because like I said, if you put 5 volts on the end, it's not really that bad to deal with the, you know, resistors in there. So alright, bring it back. I'm back again. It's 1:37 now. I just got a text from my daughter. It seems I am needed to pick up my granddaughter Kylie at school today and get her to tutoring, so I'll be leaving for that in about an hour. But in the meantime, this was an old Homedics. I don't know how many of you guys remember that brand, but they used to sell, and they may still sell them, I don't know, the little massage pads that you could put in a chair and get massage from and things like that. I think it had heat and stuff like that, but the pad itself is long gone, and I still have the adapter and the cord, so I went ahead and cut the end off, and off both ends actually, and attached the end to the adapter just in case it ever showed back up, which I know it won't because it was in my house and that stuff's all gone. So anyway, this will make a great cord for our light project, and that's all I needed was something to travel down to the switch. And like I said, the piece of, I do have it hooked up, by the way. I don't know if I showed you that or not, but this is with the going through the both of them together. I have the one up on top, up there, up there, connected. Both of them are on, and I just wanted to play them. I wanted to let them run for a little bit, make sure there was no ill effects, I guess is what I'd say, from that. And in the meantime, I can get this all prepared with the switch and stuff like that. Not sure how I'm going to do the switch. I think maybe a piece of that, an old piece of license plate. I've got some smaller pieces, and even the one that the little twiddle sticks was, I could use it. But something like that maybe, just attached to the underneath of that board, just so I can hook a switch to it and turn it on and off. It's really not too big a deal, but thought I would do that. Also, I think I'm going to take and try to get this set up on with a cord, and maybe put it somewhere I can use for a test type of you know, something used for testing of USB power and things like that. That would probably be good for that. It's already tore apart, so alright, that's good for that. Let me do some stuff, and I may not get back to you after this evening, because once I get her, I think we're going to have to go to the grocery and stuff like that. So I will get back with you all later. Well, it's been a couple of hours since I hooked this up like this. Everything seems to be normal. Nothing's burning up. Everything's hunky-dory. So I'm going to call that a success. And like I said, I did get the cord to make the run over to the plug, or switch I should say. I was out getting a card for Ron, our winner, Wally's Place 66, at Harbor Freight. That's what he requested. So I got that, picked that up today, and while I was there, I picked these up. These are files. I haven't had a good set of files for a while, and I'm not saying these are great. I think they were $3.99 or something like that. But they'll do for what the little projects here on the bench that I do about you know, filing down the license plates to make the switch fit better and things like that. So I think they'll do just fine for that. So pick those up, and I had to pick up Kylie today, so she's in the other room talking to her friend, and I'll be taking her to her tutoring here in a few minutes, and then I'll hopefully, maybe I may wait till after supper, but if not, I'll come back in here and get back on this. So now that I know everything's gonna work all right for it, so I can go ahead and wire in the wire for the to the switch and get that all done. So we'll bring it back a little bit later. Oh, good evening, YouTube. I've had my supper. Kylie has been delivered to her 4:30 appointment, and I'm assuming they picked her up from there because it's 6:30 in the evening. So anywho, this is the rough cut of the switch hole. I haven't actually tried it yet, but it's pretty close. Like I said, I want it to be fairly close, is why I'm using the files instead of just using the Dremel to cut the whole thing. I basically drilled 4 holes in the corners, and then used the Dremel on the long space, and I even used it on this short space. Worked out pretty good. I went over just a hair here, and I think there's a little spot there that I went over, but overall it looks pretty darn good. Now I'll take the one of the files that I got. This is a flat file, so we'll be taking that and working this a little bit like that. So that'll work out pretty good, I think. Do the ends too. This is pretty easy stuff to file. In fact, I usually cut it with the utility knife after, you know, if it doesn't go quite as far as it should. It usually cuts pretty easy with that. I don't want to make this too big because those switches need a pretty precision opening, and that's what I'm trying to get. So let me see what it fits like now. Really close. So I think on the ends, I think the middle is, let's see, yeah, I need a little bit more on the middle too. So let me do some more trimming and I'll bring you back. Alright, well there we have the switch plate all ready to go. It's not in all the way. I don't want to poke it in until I'm ready to do whatever I want to do with it. I'm going to drill a couple holes here on top to put screws in. And I think, let me see if it's going to fit good. Oh yeah, that'll fit real nice there. So, I will show you once it's up, but suffice to say it's in pretty good shape there. Like I say, I'll drill the holes here. I may drill 3, I don't know. And so I can put that up. I want to try to slide it under the pegboard a little bit. Give it a little more stability. And doesn't really take much. I got plenty of room there. So, alright, let me do that and I'll come back. Well, I did want to show you this also, the how easy it is to work with the files and get that hole just perfect. And that's about as perfect as you can get. This, like I say, is the file I use, a little flat file. So, worked out pretty good. I'm happy with that. Alright, there we go. There is a look at it. Let's do a little close-up here. Oops, got a little too close. There we go. There's what she'd be looking like. It's not in there again, it's just sitting in there. I just want to see how it looked. I think it's going to look pretty good. That should be a convenient enough spot for it, I believe. So I got to make up the rest of it now. I think I'm going to take a little break here and sit in the living room for a little while. Rest up. So I may make a video out of this and just bring you back later on and show you the finished product, because you've seen almost all the steps now. The only thing left to do is to wire the switch in, to run the wire up to the lights up on top, and that will be uneventful. I will bring you back for that though. Again, probably in the next video. I think it's going to be too long. If I get to editing this and it's not too long, I'll go ahead and add that to it. But if not, this will be it. So let me go to the other camera and do my closing, and we'll call it a day. Alright, now you've seen the project I've been working on. I just want to wrap some of these. I just want to wrap some of these little projects out of the way, and so I can get on to more interesting stuff, I guess, is what I'm saying. So, you know, I don't blame you guys if you don't even watch these things, but I do appreciate it when you do. Like I said, it's just probably nothing that's necessary. I could go on unplugging the lights. It's not a big deal. But I just figured it would be much easier to have a switch there, turn them on when I get up, and then before I go to bed, turn them off. I generally leave them go all day, because like I said, it's dark in here, and without the lights. And let me show you what I'm talking about. Now you may see me from the lights on the camera, or not the camera, but the radio. But when they go away, I go away. So anywho, that's pretty much how dark it is in here. And you know, I stumble over this chair a lot because the legs stick out so far. That's another project I need to work on. So that's going to do it for me, you guys. Have a great evening. It's 7:03 now in the evening, and again, I'll probably, if I didn't add that final segment to this, I will later. So not a big deal. You'll see it one way or the other. And you guys have a wonderful evening. Thanks for watching, and we will see ya.